I wanted to show off the biggest issues that I found going through NVIDIA's DLSS 5 first, because it only took me about 5 minutes of looking through this page to find quite a few issues beyond it just looking like a basic AI filter. If you scroll down all the way to the bottom of the page, you will find something called the NVIDIA Zora Tech Demo. So first things first, showing off the scene picture here, you can see that the lighting looks a little bit more warm without DLSS 5. With DLSS 5, it gives it that white lighting, but that is not what I'm trying to bring up. The thing I'm trying to bring up is if you look at the bottom here, I'm going to zoom in. You can see these weird blue-purple lines across the entire bottom of that picture. Now, I know sometimes in real life, you can get these weird reflections going on sometimes, and NVIDIA DLSS 5 is trying to imitate real lighting. However, I don't see where this lighting is bouncing off of to give this sort of weird effect. You can see it in front of the plants and literally throughout the entire bottom of that image. Another weird one is when you go to this image with all the fruits and all these shiny plates and platters on this table. And I'll talk about this a little bit later in the video, but I think DLSS 5 to me looks really good in environments, but only in still shots. I don't know how it looks in motion. And that's where I think the biggest issue is. Because even in this image here, you can see this little wooden pillar on the left side beside this eagle statue here. Without DLSS 5 on, you know, it looks really good, textured with the wood. But as soon as you slide that DLSS 5 filter off of it, you can see there's like a square that's just blurred out, and it looks so strange. Like there was some sort of artifacting issue in that one particular square area. But like I said, I noticed this pretty quickly without even really taking a long time to look. I was just scrolling through and looking, and these two things are the biggest ones that I've seen that I haven't seen other people really bring up. I don't want to just tell you guys what you've already probably heard a million times, but finding these little imperfections in these screenshots, which bear in mind, they are trying to show us the best that they have, and we are mainly seeing still screenshots. And if there's these little problems here, I'm only trying to imagine how it will actually look once everything is in motion, especially in a fast-paced game. Things are moving, and this filter is trying to compensate by essentially changing 3D models in the entire lighting frame by frame and trying to keep it consistent throughout the entire scene. This is where I think it's going to really struggle, but as all things, I do think it will improve with time. We've still got a long time until this. It's meant to come out sometime near the fall. They didn't specifically say which cards are going to be supported, but I'm assuming it's going to be the 50 series. I don't imagine the 40 series will be supported, but if it is, I'll definitely make videos about it. I got a 4090 right now, but I'm assuming this is going to be for the 50 and their future generation 60 cards whenever they come. One of the biggest things to me is when it comes to the character Grace from Resident Evil 9. That first screenshot they show where she's standing on that street side, to me that fundamentally changes her entire face structure, not just the lighting. The second screenshot I'm showing here, I think, is a better representation of just having lighting effect changes. It does light her face more naturally here, but also gives it that AI filter sort of view regardless. But what also comes to question to me is, will characters look different from scene to scene, even slight differences, because the filter is predicting a slightly different result one time than the other? And if this is exclusive to only the 50 series, how will games do their trailers? Because they'll want to show the best that they can. If they're supporting DLSS 5, they would probably want to show off the game with DLSS 5 running. You gotta bear in mind that console players aren't getting this, and a vast majority of PC gamers aren't even gonna have this either. And anyone on an AMD card or an NVIDIA card that's not a 50 series is most likely not going to get this. Now, that's not to say that AMD is not going to make their own version, or the potential that NVIDIA will bring it to their other cards, but it's just going to be an interesting dynamic to see where everything goes and how everything shifts. But I just wanted to briefly touch on things. I do think that DLSS 5 looks nice in environments, and I think where it might really shine is big open landscape shots, and I feel like this could be something that could be cool in like a photo mode in a game, but I don't imagine I would be running this live, especially in a game where you have a lot of different characters on screen. At least for now, from what I've seen, you know, it's hard to say because we didn't get much footage, anything being in motion. And obviously we're still very far out of it, so it's hard to say exactly where it's going to be in the next 6 months or so. But I'd love to know what you guys think, because I have seen people go all the way saying that they love it and all the way saying they absolutely hate it. I'm probably leaning more to like the disliking side, especially that it completely changes the mood in a lot of the games as well, from what I've noticed. One thing that I would like to challenge for those people who do like the look of DLSS 5 is I have a question for you. Do you think that the games that are running DLSS 5 are going to start looking very generic? Because this is changing the lighting for those games, but I'm assuming it's going to be changing the lighting in the same sort of way for every single game. So if you're playing with DLSS 5 on, in my opinion, every game is going to start looking like the same mood and vibe. And in an atmosphere where we already have a bunch of games copying other games and genres and activities that you do in the game, I feel like DLSS 5 making all the games look pretty close to the same might actually have an opposite effect than what it's trying to do. But those are just my thoughts. I'd really love to know what you guys think down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton, and I'll see you guys in the next one.